how do I do this again? Hi guys, so if you're just now tuning in, because I am too, see if I like cancel. I'm just trying to figure out, because I want to be able to see the comments as they come up from you all, and sometimes, did I just do that? I just dipped. Yes, I did just do that. Sometimes I can't catch the comments. They go by too quickly, so I'm not sure. Aha, some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. Super chat. Live chat, all messages are visible. So when you guys comment, let me know if you can see the comments, because the goal is for us to kind of be able to chat and talk and hang out. Hello, hello. Say hello down in the comments. Let me know where you're from. Give this a thumbs up. Hi, Abigail. How are you doing this week? I have some tea. I'm drinking an anti-stress tea or a de-stress tea, some kind of blend from Yogi, and it says on the tea tag this week, you are unlimited. And I also have a backup tea in my thermos because you have to have a backup tea, right? Hello, Debbie. Hi, Carol. Debbie's from Missouri and Carol from Alabama. Hi, Brandy from Central California. Hi, Cheryl. Happy Monday. This one is like an elderberry lemon balm, and this one is like a kava and cacao or something. It's a little bit spicy. Hi, Kylie. And I put some coconut milk in this one with some honey. Hi, Sarah. Glad that you caught us. By us, I mean me and the mouse in my pocket. If it's funny, like how I'm looking, it's because the camera's right here, and then I'm reading the comments as they come up down there. So how's everybody doing this week? What's been going on? What are you guys, what are you up to? Are you getting excited about garden planting season? Oh no, Abigail. That's rough. That's rough. Hi, Judith from Massachusetts. Hello, hello. I've never, as far as I can remember, I don't think I've ever been to Massachusetts. Maybe when I was itty bitty teeny tiny. Yeah, COVID's awful. I know I've had it twice. It's possible I've had it 3 times. And right now I'm still getting over a sinus infection, so that's lots of fun. Lots of fun. There's always something, it seems like there's always something going around. Am I feeling lots better? So I have a health update for me, and then I can tell you guys I have a health update for Erin, and then also I want to talk to you guys about, I'm going to be giving away this 30 pack of garden seeds. I just haven't figured out how to do the giveaway yet. So if you have any ideas, or if you've ever participated in giveaways before, let me know down below. You've bought so many seeds. Yeah, seeds, man, seed crazy. The fun thing about seeds is you can share them, and they're easy to ship, so you could actually have like a seed chain where you send seeds back and forth with your friends, and you can never have too many seeds. They last past their expiration date, so you can, if you keep them in a cool and dry place, you can keep your seeds for a really, really, really long time. Hi, Donna. Thank you. I might have glossed over some of the bags a little bit this week. Yeah, definitely getting my energy back. I think I told you guys a while back I was doing some investigating with my health, and got some news back. I finally, after years and years and years, I've been referred to the ENT here 2 other times, and I just didn't go because at the time when the referrals finally rolled around, I think it was like 6 months later, at the time I wasn't sick and I wasn't having issues. So I skipped the ENT. They were always super, super booked way out. Finally, I accepted a referral from my care provider. She's like, you really need to go see an ENT. So I went and saw one, and he did a bunch of blood tests. So I found out some really interesting stuff. And I'm headed to an immunologist and allergist next because for some reason I don't produce a certain immunoglobulin of a subclass. It's IgG subclass 4, and that just means that I can't capture, I don't produce immunoglobulins to capture bacteria and viruses of the ENT, like the ear, nose, and throat and chest area. So my body doesn't produce any thing to fight those. So if somebody walks by me with a cold, I'm gonna get the knockdown, drag out, cold and flu, like real sick, real bad, and end up with like an ear infection, which happens every time. And I don't ever share that much on here, at least I haven't in years past, because I felt like I was a weakling. And I felt like there's no way that someone like me, that's as healthy as I should be, gets sick all the time. But it's true, I do, and it turns out it's because I don't have, and I've never had it my whole entire life. I've been sick with ENT infections, ear, nose, and throat. My whole life I had to have my tonsils removed because I had chronic abscessing tonsils. And more recently I have swollen lymph nodes all throughout my neck and upper body that haven't gone away in over a year. So that's why we did kind of more extensive testing. And I don't know what this IgG subclass 4 immunodeficiency means because I haven't met with an immunologist. I'm skeptical of allopathic treatments for this type of thing. So what I do know from my research is they require it's like I would have to be on antibiotics more, but I'm gonna just do the natural antibiotic thing and I'm gonna stay on top of it and I'm gonna be better about taking care of myself so that I can prevent illnesses and infections and things like that. So see what the medical doctors say and then kind of figure out a treatment from there as much as I can. I don't know what this means other than if my family gets a cold, I'm gonna probably end up in bed super sick, because that's what happens every single time. And I'm like, why am I so sick? And Aaron always says, it's because you have Hashimoto's. It's because your immune system's terrible. Well, now we have proof. Apparently it is terrible. And people like me don't, things like flu shots and stuff from my research, people like me, those don't even work on us. We cannot produce any antibodies to things like flu vaccines and other types of vaccines. My body wouldn't produce the right immunoglobulin to fight that. So what ends up happening, and every time previously when I used to take vaccines, every time I got a flu vaccine, I ended up with pneumonia or the flu really, really bad. I just ended up super sick, and now I know why. And it kind of explains everything about why I always get ear infections and why I always get sinus infections and things like that. So we're gonna do better. We're gonna take care of ourselves. We're gonna rest. We're gonna do like oregano oil a lot more, and I'm gonna do things like garlic and honey a lot more and those types of things. So I'm supposed to, as soon as I start to get sick, I'm supposed to contact my doctor and start a treatment plan, which I'm sure they would say would be like antibiotics or something. No, I'm just gonna nip it in the butt if I can here at home, which is what I've tried to do my whole life. And then a lot of times I can't nip it here at home with home remedies, and I do end up at the doctor's on antibiotics. And as you all know, when you take antibiotics, it just kills your gut. You have to rebuild your gut, and that's been an ongoing battle. So excited to see what the immunologist says, and they're also going to do a whole bunch of allergy testing, which is good because I have a bunch of food intolerances that really hurt my body when I eat certain things, and so I'm excited to find out exactly what it is so I can stop playing the guessing games. And yeah, we're gonna get better and stop being sick all the time. So we'll see how it goes. And then an update on Aaron's eyeballs. So I told you guys last week Aaron needs eye surgery. Well, because he's in the military and he's going through this med board process, the VA said he cannot have this eye surgery while he's in this process. So it actually has to go, he has to get approval from the Pentagon. Whoever is in charge of the whole Air Guard Reserve, that guy has to approve Aaron's eye surgery. So what can happen is if he were to go and get this eye surgery without proper approval, they could basically medically discharge him from the military without any benefits or anything like that. So right now we're just fighting that because it's his eyesight and he has holes in his retinas. So we have to, you know, stay on the hurry up and wait train of the military and try to get these eye surgeries as soon as possible, because a year ago he didn't have these holes in his retinas, and so within the last year he got 2 holes in this retina and 2 holes in this retina. So they need to fix them so that the holes don't cause tears, because as we know, he's had a torn retina before. That's why he has retina problems now. So it's all a bunch of like paperwork and crazy hoops that you have to jump through when you're in the process that he's in. So we thought he was going to be getting eye surgery this week and next week, and it turns out he's had to push it out a month, and fingers crossed and hope and pray that they approve his eye surgery, because right now the only surgeries he's allowed to have is for life and limb. So if it's to save his life or if it's to save a limb, and I feel like eyesight is kind of like a limb because your eyes are really important, and yeah, nobody needs to have further damage to their eyesight. So that's kind of the boat that we are in right now. So he's still medically still home with me full time, still doing all of his treatments for all of his therapies and everything, and then we are pursuing his eye surgery. Yeah, it's a big relief to finally have some answers. Really crazy, because I was feeling really frustrated, like, why on earth am I sick all the time? And I would beat myself up over it because I feel like no one else gets sick that much. And I would try to hide it, and I would fake it till you make it, and I would just constantly work through it. And I always kind of gaslit myself my whole life, and like, oh, Katie, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm sure everybody deals with this. And then to have an actual test done that I didn't know even existed, and then to be diagnosed with something that I didn't even know it was a thing, because I don't know much about immune systems, because I haven't really studied the intricacies of our immune systems, which is, they're very interesting now. I've been researching the last week since I found out this news, and it's fascinating how many different subclasses there are for your immunoglobulin, and how your immune system functions based on those different things, and which ones control which parts, which systems in your body. And it's really fascinating. So if you struggle with like chronic illness and infections and things like that, especially of like the ENT pathways, if you get like bronchitis a lot, if you get strep throat a lot, if you're getting ear infections, just different kinds of throat infections, abscesses in your throat, all that kind of stuff. If you are suffering from that frequently, and you get the knockdown, drag out flu no matter what you do, and you get every single bug that flies through the air, you might have an IgG deficiency. Yeah, it's fascinating. So no matter how much elderberry syrup I was taking, no matter how much garlic and oregano oil and everything I take at the onset of symptoms and everything else that I was doing, sometimes no matter what I do, I end up super sick, and it's frustrating. Nobody wants to be that person. So Aaron always justified it as Hashimoto's, because I have that autoimmune disease, and it turns out that can be related too, because your thyroid is right here, and if you have if your immune system is like finicky in these systems and your lymph nodes and all that kind of stuff, and you can see like right now I'm breaking out in some kind of I don't know, not hives, but redness on my neck, inflammation stuff. Anyways, I've been eating freely this past week, and I've paid for it too. All in effort to gain back the weight that we lost from having the stomach flu and the sinus infection. I lost a bunch of weight when I was sick with all of that. So last week, after the blood tests and all that stuff, I said, that's it, I've had enough. I'm gonna eat everything I want to, because I gotta pack on some weight, and I'm sick of being so restrictive with my diet. Ate whatever I wanted to, and yeah, that's not happening again. Going back on the restricted diet, and everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna put weight on that way, and we're gonna minimize the inflammation and reactions from food. And I'm telling you guys, another thing that they found in my blood test results was I have really high inflammatory markers. That's why they insist that I go to an immunologist that specializes in allergies, because my inflammatory markers were through the roof. I don't know what that means. I need to learn about that. So I think it just means that I have different intolerances and allergies to a lot of things, and my body gets inflamed easier. So more interesting things to come on all of that. So back to garden planting. So that's an update on me and Aaron. We're going to move past that now that everybody knows what's been going on health-wise. Someone said in one of my other videos, fake it till you make it, and that is 100% me all the time, because there's no, like, who else is going to do it, right? Who else is going to do it? It has to get done. Everything has to get done somehow. So rain or shine, sleet, snow, you know, it's like the mailman. Mamas have to do things. I had a couple days where I was down and out, but we bounced back quick and we're playing catch up now. One of the things I have been able to do, this is the Off-Grid Prep Family, the Ultimate Mom's Planner, but this is for anybody that has a homestead, that has lots of things going on, lots of pokers in the fire, right? And towards the back of this book, so it has a whole lot of really great stuff in it. It has homeschool, meals, livestock management, pantry management, garden management, and back here it has a grid that you can do your garden plan on. So I have penciled in some of my plans right here. This is going to be, I've linked this down below in this video's description. But a couple pages later, you guys, you've got your plant and seed planner. So for that, I need to go through all my seeds. I've just been one of those people, I look at the back of the seeds, and every single time, every week I go through and I look at every single pack of seeds and I'm like, okay, which ones can I start this week? And it would be so much easier if, instead of me like shuffling all the seeds and organizing them all out every single week to see which seeds I can start, now I can do it one time and I can just make a record of the seeds and when to start them, and then I can reference this, okay, this week I need to start these seeds because we're so many weeks from the frost date. So I think this is going to be super helpful for people like me, because I like to see things visually. I like to have like a hard copy, something that I can visually see in front of me, that it's just how I work. I still make grocery lists on pieces of paper. I have my cell phone and I could do so many things with my cell phone, but it's just like my head can't wrap my brain around all that. You know, another app, another this, another that. So having this book where I can sit down at my desk and I can plan out my square foot garden, it's really cool. I love that it's got the little grid so you can plan out your square feet. And this was actually super accurate for the garden that I did last year, which I plan to do very similar this year. And then we've got our seeds starting log, and we have our direct sow and transplanting log. Let's see, what else do we have? Fall garden planning. And then, ooh, it's got a livestock planner. So if you were deep into homesteading and like you're farrowing pigs and things like that, then you have all of that information. And then what I also like is it's just a planner for throughout the year. So you've got like your different chores on here. You have your meal plans for the day. And then of course it has a breakdown for your weeks and months too. So anyways, the Ultimate Mom's Planner from the Off-Grid Prep Family. I love this. She also has, I always share these because they're such cool books. The 1 year of food. So you guys might have noticed, especially this time last year, I really shared a whole lot about how to stock your pantry for emergencies, about how to, where to start. Like if you want to start buying rice and beans, how you can do that affordably each week or a couple times a month. Right now, I know Patera from the Appalachia Homestead, I think is her channel's name. She suggests doing 5 cans a week. If you can go to the store and buy 5 extra cans of food a week to store away, maybe a small bag of rice every week. Start small. If you can buy 2 cans of food a week to set away in your emergency pantry, whether that's like off your linen closet, you get rid of some of your linens or clean it out or whatever, and you make one shelf where you start stashing away some food. I'm not going to be like the doom and gloom person over here, but I do think it's important that we have a certain amount of food security. And I stress that a lot on my channel. Maybe it's growing up in a family where when we were very young, my mom gardened, she canned, we always had food, we always made do. And I remember those early days, and I want to be that same way too, to be prepared, to be able to grow a garden should we need to be able to can and preserve food should we need to. This is a super helpful, resourceful book. If you want to plan out 1 year of food, how to stock and store and save, where to begin, what to plant in your garden, the recipes, how much food you're going to need for all of these things. There are checklists in this book galore. You've got your meal plan for every single month. For instance, this is May's meal plan, and you can go through and you can check off when you add those to your hi.
Mom's not alive.
He can come in here. He's fine. He can bounce back and forth. Then let me see. Monthly meal plans. We've got holiday meal plans, a year of snacks. It's just a really good book. So it has all the meal plans, and it has all of the super simple recipes for all of those meal plans. 1 year. Sausage?
Huh?
Yeah, did you make some?
No.
Did Daddy?
Huh?
Yeah? All right, go get some. Shut the door. Bodie, he's learned to talk and he hasn't stopped. So, 1 year of food by the Off-Grid. You can't shut it. It's okay. You can just leave it just like that.
I don't know what to do.
He's fine. He's just playing with the door.
He's trying to big dog it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it has how to grow food. It has grocery list for the meal plans, monthly meal plans, yearly meal plans, and food storage tips. So if you need something straight up that spells it all out for you, kind of like I need in my life, still just winging it, then this is a great starter book for you to help you get your pantry organized, to give you all the meal ideas, to have everything planned out for 1 year of food. It's like, it's all there for you. All right. So let me go through and see the comments. Lymphatic drainage. Yes, I've been doing lymphatic massage for myself and then dry brushing. I don't know that the sauna is very good for lymphatic stuff, but I sauna, and then today I did sauna and then I did a cold shower. So doing cold showers and cold plunges is supposed to help with that stuff. However, something in me says that just, I don't know, cold showers just bring on a lot of pain. Like when I get in the cold water and all that kind of stuff, brings on a lot of pain. I think it's supposed to though. It's supposed to hurt. All right, Brandy said she started her seeds. She loves this time of year always she always starts too many, but loves giving them away. Yeah, that's the great thing about seed starting is, and it's cool around here, my neighbors and stuff, they always plant tons of tomato plants and bean plants and different things, and they always have lots extra. So starting from seeds. Yeah, I've been doing the lymphatic drainage, and I can't seem to get any of these things to go down, and they're kind of gnarly. You can feel them all in here and all along my collarbone, and definitely all throughout here. It's crazy. That's why I've been concerned. I'm like, why these lymph nodes, they won't seem to tame down, and and it's just because my body's constantly going, oh no, invader, and we can't do anything about it. Thanks, Barbara. Just popping in to say hi from Southern Vermont. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Mary Beth. Thanks for hanging out and hanging out with us and enjoying the channel. I have a good time here. We all seem to have a good time here. Hi, Zoanne. And then we got 3 new grow lights and hope to start a ton of tomatoes and onions this week. What garden zones are you guys in? We are in 6G, I think. 6G or B. High desert. It's 4,000 feet above sea level, and then we're actually inside of the pine trees. So past us is kind of flat, deserty, you know, the tumbleweeds. Remember the cartoons when you were young? We have tumbleweeds here. It's a real thing. Yeah, it's still so cold. It definitely is. We've been talking, Erin says to get a greenhouse. I'm still, I don't know. We need a greenhouse here to extend our growing season, but I just can't pull the trigger on that investment knowing that our time here is limited. 90. See, we grew up in the Blue Ridge Mountains in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. Both Erin and I did. And when I grew up, we had to water our garden, but our garden, I mean, everything in Virginia, at least where we lived, down in the valley, everything just kind of erupted and blew up and looked like jungle rainforest gardens. The climate is ideal there for growing. He's all right. He's just being almost 2 years old. He turns 2 in March. So we're kind of riding the roller coaster of discovering independence when you're 2 years old. This is our 5th time. So now 5th baby going through that independence. It's more comic relief around here. We just kind of, we try not to like laugh it off because we don't want to, you know, hurt his feelings or anything. But sometimes now, like, you know, with your first kid or 2, they hit that temperamental age where it's touch and go. And we didn't know how to handle it, and it was really stressful, very stressful, and it can be very trying on a marriage and all that kind of stuff. But now we just look at each other like and laugh and make faces, like Erin and I will make faces at each other. It's a trip. So we're having a lot of fun with the nearly 2-year-old at this stage and age that he's in, because it's fun. It's funny too. What you doing, buddy? You in here hanging out? He's super tired right now too. He skipped nap today, so he still needs a nap. But when his older brothers and sisters are around, he is missing out on too much, and naps just aren't that exciting. So he might fall asleep behind us here on the floor. 9B, 8B, cancel. Hi, Katie. Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Yeah, and hey, back to the health stuff. If you guys aren't feeling right and, you need to advocate for yourself. Yearly checkups and all that kind of stuff, like, you really have to press. If there's something going on, you just really have to be, like, straightforward and express it. And I kept saying, I keep getting these infections in here, and they don't even know what it's from. The ENT said it's not, your tonsils didn't regrow, there's nothing going on. When he scoped me, they stuck a camera up my nose and down my throat. That was crazy. And I think that's why I got the sinus infection, you guys. I swear. I went to the ENT, I got scoped, he stuck a camera up my nose, down the back of my throat, and then, like, within the week, full-blown sinus infection. So much for that. But yeah, make sure that you advocate for yourself and that you keep pressing for answers. I have been going to the doctor since I can't even remember. Torsten was a baby and I was going for these recurrent infections in my throat. And I think it's actually a wisdom tooth socket because I had my wisdom teeth removed when I was younger too. So I think it's actually a wisdom tooth socket or something in there that might be having the issue. Anyways, interesting to find out about immunoglobulin deficiencies. And it's not good if you hyperproduce immunoglobulins either, I've discovered. So there is like an area where you want your immunoglobulins to be. And mine are at a 1. And it's like, I think the range is like 1 to 100 and something. And mine were all the way down at a 1. So she said, she was like, well, at least they're not 0. I was like, yeah, at least they're not 0. What you doing? In there. Do you have your flashlight? You had, you don't have it? Go get it. Go find it. All right, let me read back here. Oh, wait for the scope? No, and here's the thing. My husband had just gotten out of the hospital and he had a tube pumping his stomach because he had a scar tissue bowel obstruction. And so we were just recovering from that whole situation. And then I walk into the ENT doctor and they said, oh yeah, we're gonna stick a camera up your nose. I was like, you're gonna do what? I was like, you have to forgive me. My husband just spent 3 days in the hospital with a tube down his nose, pumping his stomach. And you're gonna do what? And they were like, oh, it's okay. We just spray you with a numbing spray. So they do spray the scopy thing and they spray you and you have to, when they do it, and then they scope you, and they were checking my vocal cords to make sure that oh good, and take it in there. They were checking my vocal cords to make sure they weren't stretched because of my thyroid issue. And because I've had a raspy voice for quite some time now. So they just wanted to check those and make sure all of this stuff was normal. So everything was normal besides inflammation, but there was no like active infections or anything when they scoped it. You have to go in there and shake it and make it like a strobe light because the batteries are not that great in that flashlight. So yeah, but they did do that, and then because my body doesn't produce IgG subclass 4, when you introduce things like if I were to swab my ear with a Q-tip, if I were to get a COVID test shoved in my nose, anything that introduces anything to my ear, nose, and throat areas abrasively, like that, causes an infection. So I got a sinus infection because I had no defenses against it. So yeah, like cleaning my ears, swimming, if I get water in my ear at all, I get a raging ear infection. You name it. I have not yet had a COVID swab done, and I will not. If I can at all help it, I will not have that because I'm just going to end up sick, right? So that's fun. Try to avoid those. I think Aaron's probably had he's had his swabbed quite a few times, but that's not something that I'm trying to do because knowing my history with everything else. Yeah, Mommy turned it off because it was blowing. It's a fan, it's a heater fan. This is the coldest room in the house, so we have to supplement the heat in here. Right? Do you want to say hi? We're talking to people on the live. They're all hanging out with us tonight. Do you guys know when your frost date is? I need to look. Here we can have frost, we can have even snow as late as 4th of July. It's happened before. So that makes things really tricky. If and when I do plant outside, I always have to cover my plants because planting them so late in the season. The guy that is right down the hill from us, and he is just before the tree line, he plants a bunch of stuff early, and people are like, oh, you can't plant that early. And he always plants early, but he puts milk jugs. So he gets the gallon-sized milk jugs, and he cuts the bottom, just the very bottom off, and he makes like little greenhouses on all of his tomato plants through all the frost. So I think he starts like early-ish, mid June, May, sorry, when he starts putting things in the ground. Immune system problems are no joke. I have lupus and it's not easy. There's always some strange thing happening. I feel for you. Yeah, it's always some strange thing, some weird pain, always some weird stuff. And then when I ask people, or I ask my care providers if these things are normal, they're like, no, that's not normal. And I'm like, then why? Why? What is happening? Why? Because I feel like I do everything right. And I experiment a lot to figure out what is right for my body and for me. And even when I'm doing everything right, it's like, it's never enough. Yeah. So we're going to get it figured out. I'm skeptical of the therapies for this type of immune deficiency. So it just turns out that, you know, the people that have compromised immune systems and can't get vaccines and all that kind of stuff. Hi, I'm that person. I never wanted to be that person, but that's who I am. But that's not my identity. Here you go. Here's this. I identify as a mom, a wife, a gardener, and a sourdough bread baker, and a doula. That's what I identify as. She, her, woman. April 20th. That sounds about right. Southwest Wales or Southwest Washington. Washington. Yeah. Why? I've found, Brandy, that diet is such a huge thing. There are certain foods that I cannot touch or go near. I will be in pain for a solid week. As I discovered this past week when I gorged myself on bagels and dairy cheese and all kinds of stuff and had some nasty, gnarly reactions that I'm still trying to recover from. I can't eat those things. I cannot eat those things. They tear me up. They tear my gut up, especially. Terrible, terrible stomach pain from the, I went to a bagel shop. I actually vlogged it, and so I'm like deciding, I'm like, am I going to share this with you guys or not? Because I started it out was, I had just given a whole ton of blood at the doctor's office, and I was like, I'm hungry, I've been sick, I lost a bunch of weight, and so I'm going to eat whatever I want to. We're going to see how this goes. It did not go well. Did not go well. So as of today, I am back on my strict diet. Well, I say that. I ate a salad tonight. So, I'm wondering if that's why I'm having like the red stuff and the inflammation around here, because I ate like a mixed greens salad with goat cheese and salami and boiled eggs and cranberries. They're apple juice infused cranberries. So I tried to keep it as simple as possible with balsamic vinaigrette and olive oil and vinegar. So we're gonna see if this all if it causes any inflammation or not. I had been on primarily the carnivore diet for the last 2 months, and I didn't like it, but I was doing really well. I'm gonna be honest. Didn't like it, but I was doing really well. I mean, who's gonna like eating meat and eggs all the time and a little bit of fruit? I would have like a bite of some bread or something here and there. Like I wasn't super strict where I was like, no, that's not going in my body. I would taste things and try things, and I'd prepare my kids' food and try those things, have bites here and there. Have I gone plant-based before? I have, and I have terrible, terrible gut problems from beans and legumes and things like that. Awful. Even Beano, none of that kind of stuff helps. Soaking them in apple cider vinegar, making sure that I'm cooking them properly. I love beans, and I love garbanzo beans, and I love hummus, and I love all the plant-based proteins, but they don't love me. And I was plant-based for a long time. I even dabbled in being a vegetarian at times, and mostly I've just stuck to like whole foods and just tried to limit or eliminate overly processed anythings and just stick to whole foods. And I thought that that was healthy. I was like, oh, well, if I make bread from scratch at home, that's fine, right? That's healthy. Yeah, it's healthier than the bread at the store, but it still causes a load of inflammation for me and gut pain and stuff like that. So doesn't seem to affect my kids so much. Maybe it's just because they're younger, but definitely affects me. So try to limit that kind of stuff. Or at least if I want to have bread, I make sure that I try to make it sourdough. And then I don't eat like a whole lot of it. I might have like a slice of sourdough, something like that. So just try to limit those things. I don't want to. I love bread. I love cheese. I love cow cheese. Yes, I do have a thyroid issue. I have Hashimoto's. I have hypothyroid. And so there's a whole like list of foods I'm supposed to stay away from. Yeah. And my levels are super jacked with my thyroid. I keep trying to like get my levels in normal range, and I'm terrible at it. So if you have any suggestions, I'm on a really high dose of thyroid stimulating hormone. So, and I don't want to be. I wish that there was a way that I didn't have to be. I've tried to be, I've tried to not be on thyroid medication, and I've tried to like manage it naturally, and I'm terrible at it. So yeah, hypothyroidism. And I always tell people, if you have hypothyroidism, make sure that they're testing your antibody levels too, because the doctors don't routinely check. Like they'll do a thyroid panel, and even if you're like borderline low, you need to have a full panel, because even borderline low or borderline high thyroid folks can have lots of symptoms and can be absolutely miserable. So you definitely might need treatment even if you're borderline. Oh, what did you miss? Hi, Francis. What did you miss? I'll give you a brief update. We talked about, I'm trying to figure out how to do a giveaway. So I want everybody to stay tuned, hit the notification bell, and be subscribed and all of that, because I really want to give these away in the next like week or two. YouTube has a whole bunch of rules and regulations about how to do giveaways. And so I was reading that before I hopped on this live, and it's intense. So it's like basically you need to go to YouTube University to figure out how to legally do a giveaway without like doing it wrong. So we're you know, this is coming up. It is garden season planning time. So I talked about the survival garden seeds. I also have a link down below in this video's description for you all. There's a 10% off code if you don't want to wait for the giveaway and you want to go on there. They have like this home and garden seed set. They have this farmer's seed vault. I just went all out and got all of these because I wanted to share some with you all, because you guys are amazing here and I appreciate you all so much. So I want to give you guys away things. I have lots of things to give away, not just seeds. I have other things. So then they have like this homesteader pack, and it's 50 heirloom seeds. They have a bunch of cool stuff. So 10% off down below in this video, jumping through the hoops just to give something away. Exactly. Like all I want to do is like bless you guys. And then I was like, how do I do a giveaway? Should never have Googled that. I should have just asked forgiveness later, right? I should have been like, did the giveaway and then to YouTube and like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. But they don't play that. So yeah, you have to seriously jump through hoops to give things away. And you can't give things away by asking people to do things. Like I can't be like, subscribe and I'll give this away. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's legal stuff. I think that's why a lot of people don't do giveaways on YouTube, because of the disclaimers that you have to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a post with the disclaimers and everything, and then you can share that post. And so just stay tuned. It's coming up. I am going to give away some seeds. I promise you guys, because heaven knows I don't need all these seeds. I also have like all of these, like this whole bag is full of seeds, and I have like these are all the seeds that I saved from my garden. So I just have like seeds coming out my ears. So we need to bless y'all with some seeds. I might even do like 2 seed giveaways. Lots of seeds. So I also have elderberries, and I have a whole stash, a whole box of like swag from brands and stuff that they give. And we just collect it all in a box because I want to be able to bless you guys with it. So I read on there that YouTube okays, like I can give away a box of a bunch of different things, and that's approved. So that's one of the things I can give away. This giveaway with survival seeds, they have nothing to do with this. This is just me wanting to give away some seeds because I don't need all these seeds. They don't have anything to do with it. So I just have to say that up front. And also YouTube has nothing to do with anything that I give away on my channel either. I have to put that disclaimer out there also. Nobody else is affiliated with this. This is just me wanting to give stuff away because y'all are awesome. So I want to give the hookup right back to you. Okay, and then Francis, what else did you miss? So we already talked about all that, and then I gave the update about Aaron's eye surgery. The military and the VA won't let him get it. He has to jump through hoops to save his eyeballs and to save his sight. So that's awesome, being owned by the government. Sign up for the military for 20 years and then be told when you can fix yourself. So that's been pushed back. He was supposed to have eye surgery this week and next week, but now he can't. So we're working those angles. We have to get special permission from like the Pentagon or somewhere. And then I just updated that, you guys may have noticed I've been absent more on YouTube, and I've been taking more time off, and I haven't uploaded as many videos. My videos may be, less and a lot of things. But I did discover that the reason why I keep getting sick is because I have an IgG subclass 4 deficiency. On the scale of 1 to like 130 something, I'm a 1, which means that I don't produce any immune cells to fight ear, nose, and throat respiratory infections. So that was really cool to find out. Kind of validated why I'm sick all the time. But we're going to move onwards and upwards, and we're going to keep holding our head high and try to take all the oregano oil and garlic that the world has to try to not get sick. Hola, Douglas. And yeah, we're talking about seeds starting in gardens. I shared this really cool book. I love it. I've got to get to the part. I've already lost the part where I had, oh, there it is. I shared with you guys about the garden planning in this book. This is just my square foot garden plan that I whipped up, but it's nice because they have a nice little grid, and you have a couple pages of that so you can change your garden up from year to year. And then it also has like a seed starting plan and guide and all that kind of stuff. So this book is linked down below in this video's description too. There's no, nothing like, I don't have anything special going on with the author of this book. She's just really sweet, nice person that I met through Instagram and through YouTube. I believe that they do have the Off-Grid Prep Family is a YouTube channel, and she just shared her pantry with you all. So if you want to check her channel out and subscribe to it, they share different homesteading stuff. They're completely off-grid. They built their house. They have their solar system. They have like so many different systems in place, and they share that on their channel. But she also is the creator and author of these 2 books, which I thought were really awesome and helpful, and I linked them down below in the video's description. They're great for garden planning and for planning a year's worth of food, prep, storage, get your pantry in order. I keep talking about getting your pantry in order, and I got this book to help with that because my scatterbrain needed help. It's 1 year of breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks for your large family or group. It includes grocery lists, storage tips, recipes, garden planner, livestock planner, all the things. So if you are like me and need help with that sort of stuff, these books are a great resource for that. And I just like them, so I always share them when I get the chance to. Same thing with my seeds. So where do you guys get your seeds from? Because I usually would get seeds from the store, and I would just buy like whatever was on the rack. And then I found Survival Seeds online and ordered from them because I liked their kits just because they had a variety. And then I didn't have to sit there and go, I want this, I want this, I want this. Because if you're like me and you can't make decisions, it's nice that they have them already pre-packed. So like this one is pre-packed for home garden. So I just liked it because I wanted to check it out and see what all it had, but it's got 30 heirloom seed packs. It says they're good for 3 to 8 years. After that time, your germination rates go down. So when your seeds say that they are expired, they're not expired. Just keep them stored in a cool, dry place. And also, what are you guys getting ready? Are you starting to think about your supplies for your seeds starting? I know one of the things that I need to pick up is organic potting soil, and I like to use potting soil versus seed starting medium because seed starting medium has a little bit of nutrients in it. And then once the seeds kind of pop up, all the nutrition in the soil is gone and your seeds will just like kill over and die. Your little sprouts will. So, but potting soil tends to have a lot more nutrition in it for longevity. So mixing them, because I have bought seed starting soil before and I do have some. So I like to do like kind of a mixture of the two. And then do you guys add worm casings or anything like that to your seed starts, or do you just kind of do like the bare minimum soil, and then when you transplant into your garden, do you add all kinds of nutrients in when you're transplanting them? Because I kind of tend to do both. And then also tomato plants. What do you guys do to... Hi Sarah, Homesteading Hustle. Hey guys, if you're watching now, check out her channel too, A Homesteading Hustle. Sarah over there, she's in the Midwest and has all kinds of critters and homesteading goodness and recipes. Sarah, I was just watching about your garden tower, or tell me what it is. It's the garden towers. Yes, I was just watching that video today. The green stalk. The green stalk. Have you reached out to them? I reached out to them today. They do have an affiliate program, so I'm trying to see if we can get a discount for the subscribers from Greenstock, and they are in Tennessee. In Tennessee. So they're USA made, correct? If I'm thinking of the right ones. It is Greenstock, right? That's USA made in Tennessee. So those are those tower gardens that you see. Oh, you do? Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. So if you guys need a 10% off or $10 off code for Greenstock, Sarah at Homesteading Hustle, go over to her channel. She just posted a video over there. She's dealing with her Greenstock now this time of year, starting to get it ready for next season, but she just uploaded that video in the last couple days. So head over to her channel, check that out. She's got $10 off for you if you want to get those tower gardens. So I'm definitely looking into those because we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our garden this year. So yeah. Yeah, the notebook you need for all this good stuff I'm sharing. This is what you need. The Ultimate Mom's Planner. It's got everything in it. It even has, if you have a family and you have children, it even has clothing lists for each season so that you can go through and check off, like if you want to do a minimalist wardrobe for your kids and you want to make sure you have everything for every season, it's got that in there. It even has like homeschool plans. And what I mean by like homeschool plans, it just has, it even has budgets. Budgets. This book. Link down below in this video's description. Good stuff. There's always so much good stuff. Down in the video's descriptions. I don't have discounts or anything for those, but this is supporting a fellow homesteading family that is on YouTube, the Off-Grid Prep Family. And then Sarah from A Homesteading Hustle, she's commented, so you might be able to find her in the comments. If not, A Homesteading Hustle. like the most genius name for YouTube. I love it. Okay, what are y'all drinking tonight? Are you drinking teas? I'm topping off my tea, warming it up. Okay. What are you guys drinking on this chilly evening? Is it chilly where you are? It's definitely not as cold as it has been, but it is supposed to get, it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So today it was in the 50s. We had a glimmer of hope, and tomorrow it's supposed to snow. Cold leftover coffee is my favorite. Sweet tea. Oh man, I need to make some sweet tea. I haven't had sweet tea in a minute. Lactation tea, that's good. Good stuff. Water, Francis is drinking water. Raw milk by the wood stove. A lady came by my house yesterday and picked up my jars. Very kind woman, and she is getting an order of raw milk together from a farm that's about an hour and a half away. So we're trying to work it out. I told her, I said, there's no way that I would expect her to drive that distance every single week to pick up milk for me and for the other people in this community. So I'm always offering, I'm like, let me do some of the driving. I will go pick up the milk. Let me know what day I can have like mine and however many other people's milk, and I will pick that up. But she was so kind and came out all the way out here to my house and picked up my jars for raw milk. So the kids are gonna have raw cow's milk again soon. Probably this Wednesday is when she anticipates that'll be ready. So excited about that. And then hopefully our other lady that we were getting milk from, hopefully her cows are back in milk, or she's gotten back into that system again. So hopeful for that. We don't have enough land on our 2 acres to have a cow. I mean, I guess we could, but it's definitely not enough grass here in the high desert to be able to sustain that. So we're always grateful and thankful when we are able to find raw milk. We do have a place that has a herd share for raw milk, but that was like you were limited to 1 gallon a week, and it was like $58 or $60 a month. It was, yeah, about $58 a month, and you only got 1 gallon of milk a week that you also had to pay like $8 for. So that was interesting. I just haven't partaken in that system yet. Maybe I'm missing something there along the way, but it seems like really expensive milk to pay that much into a herd share to only get 1 gallon a week. So yeah, but goat's milk, maybe one day we'll have goats. My uncle has a goat's farm on the coast, and wonderful goat's milk from there, but that's 5 hours away. My dad's brother, so he's raised goats, and yeah, if we can have some goats and have some goat's milk, that would be awesome. We're still in the military, and the military still owns us, or Aaron at the time. So, but we anticipate a move in the next couple years as soon as we're done with this process that we're in of his retirement. So we've had pigs and chickens in the past, and we are actually actively trying to get chickens again, because I was like, if we're here 6 months, if we're here 2 more years, it would be nice to have some chickens. If for nothing else, for the kids to have some chicken pets until we're out of this house. But $12 a gallon, yeah, I'm trying to remember. And this milk that I'm getting this week is $8 for half a gallon. So $16 for a gallon. I needed to like triple check that, because now I'm thinking prices of everything have gone through the roof. So whatever I ordered this week, I ordered 2 gallons. I haven't paid for it yet. We'll see when it arrives how much it's gonna come out to, and I'll keep y'all updated on that. I was just excited that somebody had raw milk, so I was like, yeah, whatever it takes, I'll take some, and didn't really think about the cost, but somewhere along the lines, $8 was mentioned. Whether that's a gallon or a half gallon is to be determined. I should probably figure that out. Hi, Wendy. Ooh, cold coffee and a protein shake. Sounds delicious. Hi, Melissa. Let me see. Upper 50s. Decaf chai. I love chai. I miss raw cow milk, but I can't even tolerate raw cow's milk, as sad as that is. We used to get the best raw cow's milk from Jersey cows in England. The cows, I mean, if you can imagine the grass in England, it is the greenest grass. It's just gorgeous and beautiful. And the milk that you get from those cows had the thickest, most yellow dream cream of your life, and it made the most golden butter. And I have yet, we also, where we live, there's not a whole lot of green pasture access unless a farmer has access and water rights to the irrigation. Here in Oregon, there's like a whole water rights thing here in like, y'all, we're not going to get into politics, all right? I promise I won't get into politics on here. But anyways, there's issues with water all across the country, apparently, but especially from like Oregon, California, like Washington, Oregon, California, and the water rights, yeah. Politics. We're just gonna stop right there. So having green grass and being able to maintain the pastures for the cows here is very difficult unless you have pastures that are maintained and you have the irrigation and the water and the access to the water. If they even release the water into the, what are they? They're not aqueducts, but we have like these trenches everywhere. And last year they withheld the water from the farmers for a really, really ridiculous amount of time. Like it was dire around here. And then at the very like tail end of summer, they released the water. It was insane. But there's always like protests and stuff like that going on around here about the water and the water issues and the dams and all of that kind of stuff. It's just lots of stuff when you start getting into who controls the water and who has rights to the water and who abuses those rights and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting, learning a lot. So anyways, here, now if we had a cow in Virginia in the Shenandoah Valley, it would probably have like the richest, most amazing, beautiful, delicious cream because everything in the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia just grows like crazy. It's like a jungle there. So lots of green pastures, lots of access to beautiful, beautiful green grass. But it's not the case here with the tumbleweeds in the high desert in Southern Oregon. So raw milk is hard to come by because a lot of people just aren't going to invest in everything that it takes to have a cow on pasture, you know. All right, let me catch back up. My milk supplier sells it to you dirt cheap. Oh, $3. About a year ago, I was contacted by a lady and what happened? Something happened where the cow wouldn't feed her calf and she was in milk. And for whatever reason, the farmer decided to milk her. I'm not sure what happened. So for about a month, I was getting really inexpensive. It was about $3 to $4 for a half gallon of raw milk. But that didn't last very long. I'm not sure what happened there. Eventually that situation dried up, I guess. But it's really hit or miss around here what people are going to charge for their milk. And if you're going to do a herd share, the people that have the herd share though, I think they do have some water access. They do have some decent pasture for their cows to graze on. So Yeah, Francis, all this is, I mean, I understand it. It's funny because they send a lot of it down to California. A lot. And then there's not enough for up here. Which, I mean, I understand. There's like agriculture and stuff. There's some things I don't understand. Let's be real. Maybe water rights is one of them. Do we already have a co-op for chickens? Oh, a coop. Yeah, I have 3 coops. Francis. Oh, you were raised in Reading? That's not far from here at all. It's like a hop, skip, and a jump. My one of my closest friends, now if I can remember her maiden name, I don't know her maiden name, but here, she's married, so if you wouldn't know her, I don't know her maiden name, but her whole family's in Reading. Yeah, it's just a, 3-hour drive. She's always going down there to see her parents. They have a farm down there. Yeah, it's not far. They had so many gnarly fires. They've had so many fires near there these last couple years. Wow, that is awesome, Sarah. She says she gets her milk from a farm that's a major supplier. Does she have to pasteurize the milk in that process? Does she like set some aside that's raw milk? I'm curious about that. I mean, if you don't want to throw her under the bus and have like the feds knocking on her door either. Sometimes we like code talk that stuff. We have a so Zoanne says that she was gonna do chickens but got hooked up with a farmer, so she's getting fresh eggs that are beautiful for now, so not doing chickens. And I'm also wondering if maybe that's the route I should go, because the lady down the road has tons of chickens, but they slow down a lot in the wintertime, so her sign goes away that she's sold out. But I'm curious if she even has roosters down there, if she has fertilized eggs, if we could maybe hatch some chicks from fertilized eggs if we got an incubator, but that's like a whole nother thing. Or if she has enough eggs, if she could even keep us supplied, because especially this day and age with the prices of eggs and the supply issue with eggs, we're still limited in our town. I don't know, are you guys still limited on how many egg cartons you can buy? Right now we're limited. It's like 2 cartons of eggs. It doesn't matter what size they are, but you can buy 2 from a store. So every time one of us goes to the store, we're buying our 2 18 packs of eggs. Brandy says they send water to LA. It doesn't go into the richest farm ground in the country that is supposed to feed us. They would rather get produce from other countries. Yeah. Like they grow subpar produce and sell it to the other countries and then bring in like the other countries' pretty produce. Oh. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, you guys stay tuned. We're doing a seed giveaway. I promise. It's coming up. We just have to figure out, oh, that was the other thing. We have to jump through all the YouTube hoops and make sure we're doing it all legal. Make sure we're not dragging anybody down. And all that crazy stuff. We are doing a seed giveaway. It's what I think it's going to look like is a post on my channel, and that post is going to have to be something that you comment on, and then you're probably going to have to sign up for my website's email, and my website is rousrising.com. You can get there by going to my channel. If you are already signed up on the email on that, because that's probably how I'm going to have to get my list of people and like get the emails, is from my website. So I will make a post and it will have very direct directions on what you have to do to enter the giveaway. But as I was looking this morning at what to do, or before I hopped on here, what to do, there is a web of legalities that YouTube is, I just have to be careful so I don't get myself in trouble or get myself a strike on my channel, which I already have 1 strike, so I'm not sure how many strikes it takes before I get demonetized and shut down, but I just got to mind my P's and Q's with all of that. So we're going to make sure we do it by the rules. But yeah, we're going to be giving away the seeds, and then I've been stocking up on all kinds of swag from different brands. I've got liquid IV stuff. I have a dry brush. I have like a drink mixer. I've got bottles, like an oil dispenser bottle, a syrup dispenser bottle, and then another type of kitchen dispensing bottle that's really pretty. I've got a set of those and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm like stockpiling things, and YouTube said I can do a box giveaway of a bunch of like little things, and then I can also do like like, I don't even know what it's called. But there's certain things I can do, and there are certain things I can't do. So I got to brush up on that, and I'm going to keep you guys updated. I make posts weekly, sometimes multiple times a week on my community page. So if you go to my community tab, that is where you're going to see the upcoming details about the giveaway and how you can enter it and how we're going to do this thing. And then hopefully it's all ironed out by next week. And yeah, and then we can go from there with announcing winners and all that kind of stuff. So depending on how much participation, should we save this giveaway for when we hit 30,000 subscribers? What do y'all think? Let me know down below in the comments. We're not that far from 30,000 subscribers. I think we need like 1,700 more. So if we can get there, the quicker that we can get there, then 3 strikes you're out. Yeah, YouTube. Got to talk in code talk. They don't want me talking. I've talked about certain things on my channel and they didn't like it and they gave me a strike. So I was just being honest. And apparently this day and age, you can't be honest or you get diced. Yeah, you gotta see, that's the thing. Sometimes I just get so frustrated and I just want to be like the rebel that doesn't talk in code, and or sometimes I see like someone else say something and I'm like, oh, well, if they can say it and get away with it, surely I can. No, that is not the case. Some people get away with a lot. And they can say lots of things on their channels. And I'm like, how do they get away with that? I say something one time, and they shut down my video. They gave me a strike. Like they stopped my video from even being seen. It was a whole ordeal. It happened like back in June. It was crazy. Yeah, avoiding YouTube, Facebook, etc. For allowing your kids to work? Huh. I wonder how that... You made your kids work? Like what, they did chores? Curious about that. Or because they were promoting something on your channel? Is that what you mean by work? I'm curious like what their guidelines are. I guess I should look into that, like what their guidelines are as far as kids working, because now I'm curious about that. YouTube, I know that they have really strict policies about kids. Like how do these kids that have channels, they're under 18, you know, they have like their own channels and they make all kinds of content. The Baldwin Family Farm. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. You gotta check out your channel. Do you have a channel? I'm gonna check out your channel. Oh. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, kids help out with all that. Kids are always help out in family businesses. I thought, isn't there some kind of law that kids can help out for a certain amount of time in a family business? Like, it's totally okay. I thought I saw that somewhere. Maybe not. Child labor. Oh my goodness. We had to chop wood, carry in wood, weed the garden. I guess that wasn't making... Oh, we helped my mom take care of her dog. She was a dog breeder. And so we helped take care of the dogs and stuff like that. But that was back in the 80s. A Little Southern Brothers. A Little Southern Brothers. Oh, cool. We'll check it out. Now that's funny. We were raised, we had to get up before school and had many chores. We had a mini farm, many animals to take care of. funny. I think that's funny. Goodness, when I was in high school, I had a real job before school. I got up at 4:30 a.m., had to be at my job at 5 a.m., worked from 5 until 7:15 in the morning, and then went to school. And went to school from 8 until 3, then went to track or cross country practice, whichever one I was in. And then after that, I worked from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. at night. I worked at a swimming pool. I was a lifeguard. So in the mornings when I worked, I would get up early, and of course I was exhausted because I was up late the night before working and doing high school everything. But in the mornings, people would swim laps. And I would be sitting there lifeguarding like falling asleep. Because how are you supposed to stay awake from lap swimmers? So I would have to stay busy and like walk laps around the pool. If I sat down, I would be out, and there would be a little old lady would come up to me, honey, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, just, working at 5 in the morning before school. I was just a hustler. I've always been a hustler. I just always liked to, because I grew up poor, as soon as I was able to make money for myself and support myself and take care of myself and buy myself things, that was all I wanted to do, was like earn a living and have the things that I never had in my life. So I was driven to work at 16 years old at 5 o'clock in the morning before school. I had a good paying job too. That was the thing though. Had to be smart, so I planned it. I knew that at that age, the most amount of money I could make was as a lifeguard. And I also knew that being a lifeguard would be the most fun job, because in the summertime I could hang out at the lake or the pool or wherever, and it was cool. And it paid the best. Work smarter, not harder, y'all. It is good for children to understand where money comes from. Yes, it is. He started the loader? That's insane. I used to be in excavating, so I know exactly what you're talking about. My sister's partner, they have a son, and they're always talking about her partner and her son. They want to start a YouTube channel. But now that you mention it, they probably wouldn't be allowed to have anything on their channel because their son is homeschooled, and he builds motocross tracks for professional motocross racers all up and down the East Coast. And his son is always running. He's 7 years old. He just turned 7. He is always running heavy equipment and starting heavy equipment and running the loader, running the track hose, and loading up dump trucks and all that kind of stuff. So I guess they wouldn't be able to have a channel. That's crazy. That's like a kid's dream. I mean, that's not a job. That's real life amazingness. You get to operate heavy equipment when you're a little child. Uh-oh, sounds like chaos is happening out there, y'all. Well, I'm gonna have to sign off of here, and it's time for us to put our children to bed. I hear everybody is melting down out there. Mama has been gone way too long. So stay tuned. And we will catch up again next Monday. I'm still trying to figure out how to make all of these comments show up, but you guys watch this afterwards, leave a comment down below, tell me where you're from and all that good stuff, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye. It's chaos. I gotta go. Sorry.